Martello Towers were built predominantly on the south coast of England in the early 1800s as a first line of defence against possible invasion by the French, with whom we were engaged in what are referred to as the Napoleonic Wars. The Wish Tower in Eastbourne is number 73 of 103 of the original towers built along the south and east coasts. Only 43 of these towers remain. Most have been converted into private housing or have just been left to rot. The Wish Tower is just one of two to remain in public hands. Surrounding the tower is the remains of the dry moat. There was probably never any water, and dry moats or defensive ditches were a common form of defence, so that potential invaders could be fired upon before they even got to the door. The Wish Tower sits within the remains of the dry moat, which has been converted into a rather pretty peace garden, opened in 2020. It is dedicated to the 180 civilians who lost their lives during the Second World War when Eastbourne was heavily bombed. Although the tower was never used for its original purpose, it has undergone many guises in its 200-year-plus history. Between 1812 and 1860, the tower was used as a coastguard station, predominantly to deter smuggling, which was rife all along the south coast, and even a war with the French hardly interrupted the trade. What eventually killed the smuggling trade had more to do with the reduction of import taxes rather than the efficiency of the coastguard. In 1873, the tower was decommissioned by the War Office and subsequently became a geological museum until around 1930. During the Second World War, the roof was adapted and guns added on the ground to create a naval battery. In the 1950s, the tower was nearly demolished, but instead it was classified as a scheduled monument and some money was found to carry out some repair work. In the 1970s, a military museum was based in the tower, which operated until the 1990s, when it became a puppet museum, which closed in 2000. The tower remained closed from 2001 until 2014, when the Friends of the Wish Tower were formed, and since then they've carried out repairs, and they've also carried out some events, fundraising, and so on, and the future looks quite bright. On top of everything, of course, was the gun platform. As you can see, we're making our way up the stairs to see what we can see, which unfortunately, the day I went round, was not a lot. The views are spectacular, as they should be from that area, to see any enemies advancing. However, there was quite a sea mist when I got there, and there was very little to see of the view. There was no gun either, which had been removed years previously. But if you look at the screen, you'll see a picture of what the gun would have looked like up there. Probably a 24-pounder. The gun crew would probably have numbered around about 12, and the range of the gun would have been some 3/4 of a mile or thereabouts. As to the accuracy, I have no idea. But as they were never used, it really wasn't a problem. On the screen now, you'll see an illustration of a Martello Tower cutaway, and you will see that on this particular one, whilst it shows 3 floors, generally speaking, there were only 2, as there were with the Wish Tower, with the ground or basement, as they called it, for stores and ammunition. The first floor for the officers and the men, for their sleeping arrangements, and the gun platform at the top, where we're still having a look around as much as we can see with the mist.